Hello everyone. Today I want to tell you guys why you should quit porn and video games. Now, video games and porn are bad for your brain, especially as a young age for young boys. They're bad for your brain, especially porn. When you watch porn and then you fap, so then you're going to have a different point of view of how you see girls. Now, if you fap, you watch porn all the time, you're mostly going to see girls as objects and mostly sex objects. You don't even see them through their personality and how women really are, which makes boys struggle to keep contact with girls, holding eye contact, or just struggle, or they struggle to talk to them. So, a lot of guys struggles with those, and especially video games. Boys, young boys right now, they play video games 24/7, 365 days. They don't know how to stop. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to be one of those boys. I used to be one of those boys. 3 years ago, 2 years ago even. In middle school, I used to be one of those boys. In middle school, I would come home, play video games. I would finish homework first, then I would play video games for the whole night. Sometimes even stay up with my friends and just play video games. But at the same time, most of the time, I didn't even feel like playing video games. I was just forcing myself to, only because there was nothing else for me to do. When you're playing, when you play video games, you're in a whole different world. You're in a game world. You don't know what's going on around you. You start to think less. You don't really know what's going around in the world, only about video games. So quit porn and video games. Those are the two main things that will destroy your life. Porn will destroy your life in so many ways. Let's be honest, me as a boy, I used to, right? I used to fap. You could pretty much, a lot of boys nowadays, they just fap. I used to, but then a couple months ago, a year ago, I quit. I don't know when I don't know when it was, and I don't want to remember. I feel better off without video games, and I feel better off without watching those random pornos or just fapping. There's no point of it. For me, it doesn't make sense. I don't even know why I was doing it, but at the same time, we are young, and we think what we're doing isn't a big thing. Then as you go, your brain starts to develop, and then it starts to open awareness around you. You start to be more open-minded about it. But now, playing video games. Me, I do not play video games. I barely even play video games. The only time I play video games, I would say, is on the weekends at night with my two brothers. One of my brothers, is the one that I'm sharing a channel with, as you see. And then I have another brother. They're not blood brothers, but I call them my brothers only because of the things we've been through and our relationship close together. So I would consider them as brothers. They are my brothers, not consider them, they are my brothers. But now, the only time I play video games is at night with my two brothers, which probably for like an hour or two. We don't really call that playing. What we do is we don't play video games, but what we do is we usually have a meeting, which we play video games as we have the meeting, but the video game is there just for like the background. What we usually have our meetings about is about money and ways that we could improve ourselves and how we could reach our goals. That's probably the only time I would say that when we play, but we barely even play. We just use it as background just so it's there. but those are the only times I would consider me usually playing video games. Would be in the weekend, at night mostly. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to think about your actions that you guys are doing, how they are affecting, how those two things are affecting your life and you personally in a negative way, and how it affects your mentality over here. I want you guys to think about it and then find ways how you could fix that. I want you guys to find ways how you could fix that for you to be a better person and for you to stop doing those things. Once you stop doing those two things, you're going to realize, if you stop playing video games, you're going to realize that you have a lot of time. But not even that you're going to have a lot of time. You're going to realize that you're going to find a lot of new hobbies. But then once you find those hobbies, you're going to realize that then you actually have no time to do them. You might think you have time, but at the same time, you have no time. That's why speed is the most important thing too. Yes, yeah, speed is an important thing too. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to focus on those two things and finding ways for you to stop. I need you guys to quit porn, quit video games. Once you do those two things, you're going to see how your life is slowly changing into a more positive way than negative way. If you guys just watch this video and don't do anything, so you are just going to stay as a loser. You're already a loser just by doing those two things. I used to be a loser because I used to do those two things. Then I changed my mentality, I changed my habits, I broke my bad ones and I made it good ones. And now I'm not a loser. I don't want to say that I'm a loser, but at the same time I'm still am because I have a lot of things to fix on. So, but at the same time you have to improve. You have to improve yourself to who you are and who you want to be. So now, ladies and gentlemen, remember those two things: quit porn and quit video games. Be the action.